one of this series. Let's kick this off. We start to the bottom right-hand side. Our red Zerg player is Guru. Up against the blue Protoss. The top left-hand side, Geralt. Winner of this will qualify for the main tournament and will play Braddock in the finals here today. Subgetya, Wardy, you're the bestest. Thank you so much for the kind words. Glad you think so. I'm not sure if that's true, but appreciate the generosity of the words in the chat. Man, so many people streaming. I'm actually very impressed. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Our viewership is actually kind of insane for considering this is just like a nice little casual qualifier, and you know, all of that. This is actually, the viewership is really insane. Like, we just had like almost like 900 viewers on this, and obviously we just had a break and some downtime. But yeah, to kind of be second on StarCraft viewership right now is for qualifiers just what it's just not really what you always expect for qualifiers. So it's pretty awesome. So thank you all for hanging out with me today and checking out the stream, of course. Do appreciate it. I love this part of the soundtrack. It's just a classic, isn't it? So good. A couple of simulators being added in here early game, getting ready for this PvZ, and we're waiting to see what will happen when the Cybernetics core finishes and when the tech choices can begin to be made by Geralt. Next is dropping down on the natural, and we do have that link speed starting up from Guru as well. A couple of drones from Guru will pull on over towards the third base here. Getting ready to mine over there for just a little bit, and that probe just moving around on this natural. Twilight Council drops down here from Geralt, so gets that ready to go. As you do see the Overlord from Guru heading out onto the map. Twilight Council opening, probably going to be followed up by a Dark Shrine. Go into that robo facility as well. Other option is, of course, the Resonating Glaives. Maybe the robo facility, if it doesn't come down in the next couple of moments, I'm kind of convinced it might be Resonating Glaives, actually. Despite the Stalker coming up. We'll see in a few moments here. Overlord is scouting in and might not want to, reveal too much before the Overlord passes by. There's the robo facility coming down already, though. So where does they put the Dark Shrine? Because this is generally still going to be a Dark Shrine. As another probe comes over, going to return some minerals to the Nexus. Another gateway coming in at the front. So definitely looking like a Templar Archive sort of opening or some sort of Archon drop. No Dark Shrine in the end. Just goes into charge, but he puts that up in front of the Overlord. So in a way, I wonder if it's even fake. He cancels it and now places the Dark Shrine elsewhere. So I kind of think like a mixture of indecision and also kind of not sure what to do because he hasn't gotten rid of this Overlord here. So a little bit of a kerfuffle there from Geralt as he tries to get set up. Probe starts coming back home as he's being scouted around and did get confirmation that the third hatchery would start up, so that's nice. Lings do have speed now, but they stop just short of the probe. They're not going to find it before that probe makes it back to the upper left-hand side. So unfortunately, those Lings not quite able to make the most of that. There's an Adept will shade forwards. A few Zerglings coming up to the top, and we are going to be seeing an Adept again, just dealing a little bit of damage. Lair about halfway done here from Guru for third hatchery. Still just on the way up again. He was forced to take the third hatch location initially with his first hatch of the game. His next hatch coming down in the natural location to get that set up and going. Adept shades up into the main base and is able to grab one and moving towards a second drone as well. So a couple drones going down. And a Spore Crawler or two obviously coming up as well in that sort of stage of the game, just in case there is something that you need detection for. And I mean, that's obviously going to be very nice against a Dark Shrine. Probably only has one Spore Crawler up, so there's going to be an opening here where there's not a Spore Crawler. This hatchery here will not have a Spore available, so if these DTs find the right position, Geralt has a real opportunity to get damage done here. I mean, there's going to be nothing on this natural. Okay, Lair is done, so you can morph an Overseer, but there is some time for these DTs to go crazy They're going to go up to the... stop going to the main. Why is he going? I mean, I guess, obviously, you can still just sit here and deal damage as well, but I felt like, you know, you come down here, you've got a queen to pick off right away, you've got some workers you can get right away. You will come back down to the low ground where the units are a little bit out of position. We'll continue to use the DTs to attack with for a few moments. Starts to lift those up. Loses one of them. Those roaches suddenly showed up and did some damage. And that kind of hurt. Wants to try and come back through, but he loses the Warp Prism. Geralt. That's a little bit of a disaster there as he does send DTs in towards the third base. Goes for the Spore Crawler, but I mean, the reality is on the Spore Crawler, there's an Overseer anyways, right? So while the Spore would be nice to get rid of, and it might allow him to pull, you know, pull the detection apart a little bit with the Overseer being dragged out of position. Especially with the first Warp Prism dead, that's very unlikely to truly happen here. And as now, yeah, losing that first Prism is so painful for himself. And Guru puts himself into a good position because of it. Charge setting up on the Twilight Council here. We're going to be seeing a few more Zealots being brought into play, and another DT warped in top side. Maybe time to swap these DTs into Archons. Just have a more solid way of being able to truly attack and harass throughout this. Changing coming through the middle of the map. As you see, that Prism is just coming down the right hand side. The Archons coming in. Again, a couple of drones getting some damage done. Yeah, got a couple of drones fall on here. And there's the Archons. Get some kills. Again, another couple of warp-ins, a couple more Zealots coming through. More roaches on the way up at the moment here from Guru. And you're going to see that creep continue to spread out to the edges as Geralt is going to be moving down in towards the center of the map. And a few DTs in the center. On the bottom side even. Second prison got made again after the first one went down. Geralt just needs to be a bit more careful about that this time around. And those Archons, those DTs are valuable. And he's going to drop quite a few DTs in the main. The Roaches already on their way over to deal with this. And no chance to get rid of the Spore Crawler. Again, that's maybe where you could start to really kind of pick units apart and kind of pull detection around, because the Overseer's on the third and not in the main. But the Spore Crawler there obviously is the good backup, and there's no way to take that Spore Crawler down at the moment. Archon coming in on the third base, a couple of them lifting up into that prism once again. Roaches going into the center of the map and still just pressing forwards here. Zealots just warping in a DT2. All of this coming up towards the top side. A couple of Immortals. And Archons getting set up and ready to go. All of this getting set as Changing gets picked off. I mean, this is quite a powerful push from Geralt. Only 52 probes. Never really fully saturated this third base. Doesn't take assimilators. And Hydra's on the way up from Guru is definitely going to help a lot. But at the moment, it's mostly roaches. And if Geralt can take something of a fight here, then maybe. But he's taking a very long time to move across the map. He's waiting for some more DTs and Zealots, which have just been warped in. He's going to start coming across the top side group spread. But again, he doesn't really feel as though he's sure where he wants to go. Making one probe now, a couple more simulators, does start to saturate up the mineral patches here, but again, you kind of got to make a decision sooner rather than later. Couple group teamers going down, Roaches picking off the Zealot already, couple of Immortals being able to fire away. The Archon's starting to drop down as Roaches taking quite a bit of damage here at the moment. The Zealot's going to warp in. I mean, the Archon's pretty much the only thing left, and it will come down to the micro. The extra Zealot's warping in. But again, when you lost so much early, when you didn't really do enough damage, you lost that prism. Guru's just going to have way too much, and Geralt is not going to be able to hold on to this here. As that's going to be a GG. Guru picks up game number 1 of this best of 3. Being qualifier based, etc. To the top right-hand side, we'll be starting off this game number 2. The red Protoss player down a map and trying to fight back. From Exceed, it's Geralt. Wants to Cerulean fall against the blue Zerg. In the bottom left-hand side, it is Guru, the controversial Polish Zerg. Scan is going at the moment. gas and a pool. Very early from Guru, so very cheesy opening, as you do see the low ground pylon into a gateway from Geralt, so looking to wall off at the front here early as he patrols the probe around on the low ground here. He will not know about that gas pool. Not just yet. This probe just patrolling around there. Overlord is on its way over from Guru, heading out from the main towards the natural already, and on from there. 6 Zerglings on the way up, and Queen also on the way out in these early stages. Probably just go and check around the main base. So he sees the gas time, he'll know there's going to be a fairly fast link speed available to Guru. Guru is just stopping on 100 gas exactly. That's when he'll probably want to try and come down and potentially make a hatchery if he's going to try and make one. And he's gone up to 10 Zerglings so far. There's obviously Geralt from here has to make something of a response, and his response is going to be starting to be based around 2 gateways. Obviously a full wall off is the biggest part of this at the moment. And then of course the wall off definitely helps, but 2 gates also helps with the production. Already Zella just going to sit in the wall and should be okay. I mean, the probe is there to wall off as well for another building or so, if required. As the Cybercore finishing will allow for something like an Adept to be made, which obviously can fire out those links from a bit of a distance rather than having to be the Zealot. And that just makes life a little bit easier for Geralt as well. Link speed not done just yet as Guru. He's still yet to show his hand as to what he builds next. He's got a few lava and he is going to choose to build drones, so not feeling like he can get much more done there. Producing units. He delayed the natural nexus of Geralt, but of course it did cost him a few drones to do this, so I'd say Geralt's already put himself in a decent position from here. Overlord's coming out and just going to stick around as well, so he always kind of knows what's up. This Adept's very brave, by the way. I mean, moving onto the map while knowing that link speed is up and there's a decent number of Zerglings that's been made. It's kind of crazy, because it just kind of feels like it's just asking to be picked off. Adept will continue to shade back home and will make it back safely in the end, so I guess my concerns were non-justified, but well, a bit funky, isn't it, to see the Stargate coming up in the main base of the Protoss player. So going straight into the Oracle, I mean, with so many lings already on the map, going straight towards an Oracle is just sort of a no-brainer. It's plain simple, you get yourself some anti-air up that can also deal with aggressive attacks on the ground. It is just the correct way to kind of go about things here, so that makes a lot of sense. We're going to be seeing another inject dropping down, a Queen going to pop out from Guru in a few moments' time. And those Zerglings are going to start moving out across towards the upper right side. Stalker poking away at the Overlord. He's going to be picking up that kill as well, so Overlord gets taken down. Zealot and Stalker having a bit of a fight there. Stalker's like, let me back in. And Zealot's like, you know what? If you wanted to be back in, why did you leave in the first place? So I was like, enough of that. Get back in your wall. And Zealot's like, fine, but not a happy Zealot and a Stalker right now. Having a little bit of a fight there. He's moving around a bit awkwardly. A couple drones going down as this Oracle takes a few hits. Still kind of moving around here to see what's going on. Drone going to be finishing in a few moments from Guru. And again, a couple of Oracles. Going to be going forwards and just going for a couple of drones. So drones getting picked away at. It's a good amount of drones to get started. It's actually 6 workers killed of the first 2 Oracles. Really nice, and both Oracles surviving as well. Albeit not on the highest of hit points. He's also making another Oracle, so Geralt has some real opportunity to get even more damage done here. And again, Geralt, I feel with the early game, got himself a little bit ahead. And I feel that's only looking to grow from this point. 4 more gateways, resonating glaives with Adepts. And see what this can do. We saw Bly having some real issues with Adepts against Cyan earlier. A few of these Oracles scattered together, then heading towards the natural right now. See you later, Radar Javel. Thank you for dropping by today. Thank you for the kind words. Have a good night. Oracle's just going to try and target down this 3rd hatchery. And you know what? It's actually going to get cancelled. Wow. Gets the drone 2. Oracle's forcing to cancel on the 3rd and just slows Guru even further from getting set up on these bases that he so desperately needs to have a decent game. Bros player will end up starting the third Nexus before the third hatchery of the Zerg gets started for real here. As you see that dropping down. Oracles up in the center, and again, Lings, Roaches, all of these from Guru gathering up on the creep spread. Two robo facilities coming in for Geralt. As the depths continue to come across over towards left-hand side here, Ling speed in play, and we'll see the pylon taking a couple of shots. Extra depth being warped in to help turn those Lings away. So Ling's taking quite a lot of damage there. Again, depths coming in from the left side too. These are depths with glaives. Can be deadly. There's only 5 roaches up at the moment. They're definitely not all going to be in the right places. These are depths should cancel their shade, I feel. Moves up into the natural where there's even more queens, more of a defense. Leaves that queen he'd already been working on kind of behind. As roaches do move into the natural, I mean, Immortal's on the way, but they're not ready yet. More depths are arriving. And at the moment, these are depths are just kind of being left alone to do whatever they can, in a way. There's one queen super low on HP, and you can tell that Geralt's very distracted across the map, dealing with these roaches rather than paying attention to his adepts and maximizing what he gets done with them here, because there is so much more potential for damage throughout all of this. I mean, a queen that was super low probably shouldn't have shaded the first time. This should be a shade, though. Straight on top of this queen, or just into the mineral line, I guess, is also decent. Roaches come in, though, which will force the target firing. Again, steps towards the queen. The queen should go down. I mean, should be no reason to leave that alive, as he will shade up into the main base. Only takes 2 adepts to one-shot a worker, so 2 adepts show up, and they start target fire drones. They will get some kills. There's 1, there's 2 more. And now Guru dropping down to 40 workers against the 45. And Geralt's starting to make this look pretty reasonable, as we see the oracles coming in through the south side of the map. Back to the bottom left. Trying to do even more. They're going to fly straight in here. They know there's no actual spore crawl or anything like that, just the queens. He's obviously been picking off some of these queens too. So a great opportunity here for Geralt just to get even more damage done, and going to start going for another queen, but one of the oracles already super low. The other one running out of energy, but can still just get more damage. And I mean, now this is 19 workers killed, and this game is completely fallen into Geralt's favor. He has Immortals and Zealots to deal with this Roach counterattack, and that's pretty much all Guru has to try and win this out back on the other side, to try and get some damage done, but it's just not going to happen. As we are going to be seeing the Roaches continue to back away through the upper left-hand side. Geralt continue to charge on forwards, charge after those Roaches. Well, Prism going to be finishing up in a moment and just coming in to reinforce this game-ending push from Geralt. He has way too much for Guru to really be able to hold off. If Guru was to hold this off, it would be one miraculous display of, well, defense. Don't know how he would begin. I don't know where you start at this sort of stage of a game, where there's 4 mortals and charge lots, and you have some +1 roaches, and that's about it. Starts up a few extra zerglings too. Here we go. Even if Geralt doesn't win the game with this push, he still has a worker lead behind it. He still has a strong rebuild potential. His own 3 bases are very well set up here, as we see those Immortals picking away at the queens. The Zealots pull back a little bit just to kind of get away from that choke point that is the natural ramp. He just does not want to go up in towards the natural just yet, and he's happy to sit on the low ground instead, kill the Hydra Den, and just work his way through this as well. Force fields are perfect to get rid of these extra roaches by trapping them in. Now they can't retreat. The Immortals can get the job done. And that is a GG. For game number 2, Geralt ties the series 1 apiece in this best of. What you do is you connect your Twitch and Discord account together in the Discord settings under connections. Then when you have been set as a Twitch subscriber on the Discord server, will take about 30 to 60 minutes depending on how often Discord is syncing. You can go in the subscriber channel and they will be in there. Game 3 of this best of 3 as we get this up and rolling. Nexus dropping down for Geralt in these early stages. Cypher on the way up, as we are going to be seeing the pylon dropping down. Some layer getting set and seeing where this game 3 takes us. 3 hours into the qualifier, guys. It's our last game of the semi-finals. After this, we do have a grand final. We're probably just going to make it a best of 3. But yeah, just a best of 3 to wrap up the day and all of that good stuff. So hopefully you guys have had a good one with us. We've been live for 10 hours now. Not been our longest of days, but it's been a little while since we've done a long stream, actually. It's been actually a very long time, I feel like, since we've done even a 10-hour stream. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for dropping by. It's been some good fun, actually. It's been some real good fun. Trial Council on the way up from Geralt. It's going to be finishing up in a few moments. As we do see, the Stalker has been chrono boosted out as well. Warp Gate still on the way on the Cybernetics core as we see the Adept coming down to the bottom right-hand side. Having a look to see what it can get up to in the next few moments. A couple of Lings coming over and just going to be seeing the couple of Lings taking some shots. Fast Robo Facility from Geralt here. Maybe looking for some early aggression with an Immortal or something along those lines. Only 10 hours since when was Wardy such a part-timer? I know, it's terrible, isn't it? You know, back in my day, we used to do 18-hour streams back-to-back. Because why not? Now, if only people organize like 3 or 4 events in a day again, that'd be great. It's so tough nowadays. Like, nowadays, I feel like we cast something in Korean time zone and European time zone at most. I guess to go past that, you kind of even have to cast before Korea time zone or in NA time zone, and I guess he runs NA events, am I right? But yeah, in reality, it's very true. Only 10 hours and taking the day off tomorrow, I know. You know, it's this thing that I've been doing lately. It's called trying to have more of a social life and trying to, you know, be a bit healthier in life by having a social life. It's crazy. And, you know, tomorrow was the day my friends could hang out, so I just decided to take tomorrow off. How dare I, actually? You know what? I wasn't thinking. You're right, guys. I am so inconsiderate. You should unsubscribe, unfollow, and cancel all your PayPal donations. Okay, don't actually do that, but you should show your outrage. You really should. I can't believe you're all so content with me right now. I'm chatting shit while 8 gates come up here from Geralt. We're seeing Charge going to be finishing up in just a few moments. Lings and Roaches on the way up here from Guru. And yes, they're set to go. Some Lings scouting around. The scouting so far, he did see that Robo Facility early. Hasn't really seen much since then. And Dev's still blocking the wall. Prism with the 1 Immortal. It's only 1 Immortal. It's kind of insane. Charge is done on these Zealots. As we get this ready to go. I thought you were my friends. You guys are my friends. It's just, you guys are my friends and I can't. You guys are my friends, but I can't hang out with you guys in real life all the time. If you guys wanted to come around tomorrow, you could. It'd be fine. We can hang out too, but I just don't get the feeling that you guys are down for that. As we see the fight does start up. Lings and Roaches on mass. Extra Zealots getting warped in. The Immortal is having trouble really getting on top of the Roaches. Starts to target fire right now, but has to back away with the Queens. Targeting the Prism. Prism going to have to pull all the way up to the top side. Couple of Queens in some trouble, though. I mean, this Immortal, if it can be saved, would be huge. It needs a little bit more of a warping, but the Prism goes down, and Geralt's just going to get completely shut down. Guru just has way too much. And GG is called. Good luck. Guru takes the series 2 games to 1.